Recently, due to this high demand for paper straws, my business partner and I sold the company that we had to this much larger company, and it's a great thing for all of us. According to the terms that we set forth in the deal, it was 40% for me, 60% for him. The issue from my point of view now, looking at this whole thing dollars and cents wise, is that it looks like he grabbed more than his share of that 60%. We're not really talking right now, and I don't really know how to go about resolving this. Based on your experience, what do you recommend?
Well, what kind of company was it? An LLC or a corporation?
I'm pretty sure it was an LLC, yeah.
Okay, so in your operating agreement, it would provide for how much percentage of the company each of you have. And then do you have the documents for accounting, all the accounts that have been generated?
Yeah, I have access to most of the financials. Based on what I know, yes, I think I have access
So
to everything.
that's why you think that you're entitled to more, based on the profit and loss of the company?
That's correct, yeah. It looks like, from my point of view, we had my controller go over a second time, and it looks not exactly 60-40.
So you must have sold it for several $1 million?
That's correct. We were fortunate enough to sell our business for $4.2 million.
Oh, great. Congratulations. Okay, so you've looked at the accounting and you think that you're still not paid the correct amount. You think it's several $100,000 or more what you're owed, and he hasn't been communicating with you, the business partner.
That's correct. He actually took off with his wife, and unfortunately we haven't been able to settle this. I've made multiple calls to his office, his assistant, etc., and incommunicado so far.
Okay, so what you could do is hire an attorney, and that person could send him a demand letter saying that he's in breach of that operating agreement, he's in breach of his fiduciary duties, demand an accounting, and there's other causes of action. And that way the attorney may draft a complaint and attach it to the letter to show him that you're serious about having to sue him if he does not come to the table to examine the evidence of why you think you're entitled to more.
Okay, and outside of sending the letter, the claim that you would attach to that, that's something that would be filed as a lawsuit later? How does that work?
It's really the attorney's decision as far as whether they're going to file a lawsuit or send a demand letter first. Sometimes attorneys just want to file a lawsuit. They may look at the other person's litigation history to see if they're very difficult. They may see no litigation history and think, okay, well, they may not want this lawsuit, maybe we'll try to send a demand letter first. So there's a lot of factors involved.
Okay, and in this particular situation, what's the time frame generally from the time we would start with the demand letter to the time we're able to resolve this?
Well, we can't really predict crazy, so if the business partner is going to be difficult, it can go years. The lawsuit can take several years, unfortunately. If you're willing to take an amount that you don't think is necessarily fair, but it's enough to compensate you, maybe you guys could settle sooner.
Interesting. Okay, and then beyond that time frame, what might you estimate the cost for something like this to be?
Typically, it's difficult to get a contingency fee lawyer in business litigation cases, especially going after an individual versus a business that might have insurance. So you're going to have to pay hourly, and most law firms are going to ask for $5,000, $10,000 retainers. And the faster you settle, then obviously the less it costs. But it can cost 20 grand. You might need a forensic accountant to come in and look at those books. So you may need experts.
Okay. Okay, and beyond the costs, are there any other risks associated with something like this, this kind of claim?
Well, if the other party has a counter complaint or a counter action that they could take against you, that would be a problem. So they could sue you for something. I don't know what your situation was with him, but he may say that you breached your fiduciary duties. Maybe you failed to perform in certain ways. Also, it may not look good to future potential business partners that you sued another business partner. So that would be another reason why the lawyer would want to decide, okay, should we send a demand letter or should we file a complaint? Situations like that. If you're Elon Musk, probably doesn't matter. You're not going to have trouble with your next business. But otherwise, they may take that into consideration.
Okay. So lots to think about. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.